Petey, Spidey, web crawler, web slinger, the web wonder, wonder, the the webbed wonder, bug boy, bug brain, bug breath. However you know him, he is of course our friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man. So there's a few stuff you already know about Spider-Man, which is quite accurate. He did work for the Daily Bureau as a photographer selling Spider-Man pics, and that was to support his aunt. He is madly in love with Mary J. Watson. He did create his own Spider-Man costume. He actually made that himself as he was wrestling. He is very nerdy. I mean, very, very nerdy. Well, what is a nerd? That's another conversation for another time. But he is very, very, very smart. So I'm going to tell you a few more things that you might not have known unless you are a comic book fan or you know someone who's a little bit of a nerd. Yeah, nerd slash geek slash yeah. Comic books are cool. Read comic books. So we know that Peter is an orphan in the film and he's actually raised by his aunt and uncle. What we're not actually told is how his parents died. His parents actually died in a plane crash when he was 6 years old, and they were in fact spies. They were actually double spies and they were trying to gather some information on his character called the Red Skull. After investigation, Peter Parker actually finds out his parents were agents and worked for Nick Fury, and they said a Canadian agent called Agent 10 from a terrorist group called Hydra. Agent 10 later turns out to be Agent Logan, who we might even know as Wolverine. Peter Parker has been engaged 3 times. The first one was to Betty Brant, who was part of Daily Bugle, which is where he works as a photographer. The second one was to Gwen Stacy, who was in the recent Spider-Man movie. She is his first serious relationship, and she is actually killed by the Green Goblin. It's kind of a combination of Spider-Man and the Green Goblin himself. Green Goblin throws her off the bridge, and Spider-Man tries to save her by wrapping around a web around her. However, when he pulls her up after she saved her, he finds out that she's actually died from a spinal injury, which is kind of caused by him stopping her mid-fall. So yeah. His third fiancée, which we all know, is Mary Jane Watson, and apparently they actually even married. They were actually married in 1987. However, this has since changed. They think Spider-Man works better as a lone character, so he is conflicted all the time between being a superhero and finding a relationship and keeping a relationship and saving the world. So they kind of changed this rule that he was now actually just long-term partners, and that she left him because she didn't think she could handle this. However, he is dating a new girl called Kylie Cooper, and she's a forensic science for NYPD. But Mary Jane Watson is still in New York, so we don't know what that might happen in the future. They might just get together again. Spider-Man actually weighed his web, so his web is not in his arm like it is in the film, which really annoyed me. Spider-Man actually created this because he's quite a smart guy. However, he actually started creating this when he was a younger boy. He wanted to make a glue that was very light, very strong and very adhesive. However, the glue would only last for an hour at a time. Later on, when he becomes Spider-Man, he realises that he can use this new glue as his spider web, because after an hour it's not sticking anywhere, it just evaporates into thin air, which is pretty cool for spider web. There are also 3 types of spider webs that he can actually sling out from his arms. There is a long thin one, as he uses for rope, a wide net one, and there's also a paste one that he can mould into other stuff like spider arms, spider wings, and other random stuff that he's done in the comic books as well. Also, this is kind of not a well-known fact that people know. There was actually a Spider clone series made in which Peter Parker was actually a clone of a guy called Ben Reilly. However, the reviews were so bad that loads of fans said that they were going to walk away from Spider-Man for good. So they had to quickly change it back to how Peter Parker was the original Spider-Man. So it kind of failed, but it's an interesting story if you want to go read it. Comic books are amazing, people. Start reading comic books. That's all I'm going to say. So did you guys know that Spider-Man was on TV? He actually started on TV after wrestling. The first person he wrestled was Crusher Hogan, and then he was picked up by a TV scout. Then he started appearing in late night TV shows where he earned a little bit more money. And that's how he created his Superman? And that's how he created his Spider-Man outfit. He actually started off making a lot more money and trying to get even more popular by appearing on late night TV shows where he would lift very big things and be like a stunt kind of performer. And this is when the movie is kind of accurate as well. He actually lets a burglar run right past him on his way to a late night TV show. Later, this burglar is the one who kills his uncle, Uncle Ben. So hopefully that's something new. I'm probably going to do a few more of these Did You Know About certain comic books, because I think comic books are amazing. Until next time. Until next time. Until next time. Bye. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size. Catches thieves, just suffice. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Do, 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 do. That was a theme tune.